I basically became a substitute teacher very quickly, and I'm teaching about rhombuses and trapezoids and quadrilaterals, and so you're just kind of you're very much thrown, kind of like, hey, I'm not used to being all that around, to boom, you're only around, and they're only around you, 24 hours a day.
Tom Brady recently opened up a few months ago about the difficulty of balancing football and family life. Did you find that when you were playing, and how did you and your wife and your kids kind of all make it work?
It is difficult just because you miss a lot of time, and I think I was fortunate a little bit that my kids were so young, but I see what my weekends are kind of now being retired, and what a Saturday and Sunday are like with the sports going on and the games, and we got lacrosse practice and basketball practice and a swim meet and everything going on. So I kind of knew I missed a lot playing, but you kind of realize now how much you missed, how much went into those weekends, and all of a sudden you take one parent out of the mix. It was a lot on my wife's plate. So, you kind of tried to make it up in the off season. But it's just, it's hard. You are away a lot. Your mind and your focus is so much, even when you're home, it's still kind of, I got preparation to do. What about this play? I got to, get this ready for the game. So you can be, just trying to kind of be in the moment as much as possible. And kind of those days when you are off, try to find time to do something specific with your kids that they want to do, and so I think it's always that challenge.
Definitely. Was it a big adjustment going from football life to, having the Saturdays to go to the soccer practices and things like that?
Well, it was a big adjustment just because, I retired in February 2 years ago, and then a month later you hit a pandemic, and you got 4 kids, 3 your home, your remote learning, which is brand new, and then all of a sudden I realized I basically became a substitute teacher very quickly, and I'm teaching about rhombuses and trapezoids and quadrilaterals, and so you're just kind of you're very much thrown, kind of like, hey, I'm not used to being all that around, to boom, you're only around, and they're only around you, 24 hours a day. And so, it was obviously different. We had some great moments and some great, bike rides, and, teaching them to do all those things and trying to get outside when you could. And, but it's been, I've enjoyed it. I've gotten to coach all 3 of my girls' basketball teams last year. I've gotten to coach them in softball. I'm coaching basketball this year. So, going some ski trip we've never done before. So there's a lot of new activities I get to do that I'm enjoying, being around my kids and my family.
What was it like getting together with your brother, Victor, Terry, and Jerome on this set? It is a super fun commercial, and I absolutely love it.
It was obviously a lot of fun. And I think the theme of it, just kind of that road to the Super Bowl, which is, this time of year is so exciting, for fans, obviously for the players that are playing, their fans back in the stadium, and you're rooting for, hopefully your team as they go to win a championship. And I think, these playoff games, I feel like, are kind of like the preseason, party games for your tailgating, for eventually your Super Bowl party. And so, you're having maybe a few friends over, and you're having your PepsiCo beverages, you're having your Pepsi and your Mountain Dew, you're having your Fritos and Lay's and Doritos and Tostitos. You kind of have the snacks, but you're really just getting ready. It's like, it's a prep. You kind of learn what's working, what's not, where to put everything in preparation for the big Super Bowl party. But so the theme is great, but also just being with those guys and having a lot of fun. Singing "Good for You" by Olivia Rodrigo was challenging, having to learn those words and do everything. And if you could have seen the B-roll on some of that of us, going through those and practicing on our own, singing that song, would have been pretty funny.
I was going to say, who is the star of the blooper reel then?
Any 3 of us. So we're kind of doing it on our own. Sorry, I got a little 2-year-old running in here.
I totally understand.
But we, it was fun that they kind of told us to learn the words, and that we would be, singing this, and and so So we were kind of in our own little area. We all had, our phone on, playing the words, and like, trying to say it back to each other. We're kind of asking, like, hey, what is that word they're saying? What is that first phrase? Okay, all right, I got it now. And then we're trying to like coach each other up as we're in the shot on the bus, singing it. So I just kind of went with the attitude. I just got to bring the energy. Like, you got to go into that and just go all out. And just bring the energy. I know it's not going to sound good, but at least if I put in the effort, I'll get some credit maybe.